and welcome to the Northern Forest News Source.
Where FIRST means for Inspiration and Recognition of Science and Technology.
And Robotics stands for Rather Oblivious, Bluntly Overtired Teens Initiating Creative Strategies.
As Team 172 and every other robotics team out there knows, this year's challenge is entitled Aerial Assist,
where our robot will have to be able to throw and catch a 2-foot wide ball 6 feet in the air.
Exactly. This year's game is quite the challenge.
So we went behind the scenes with our field expert Bridget Luce to see in depth the challenge Team 172 has to overcome. Take a look.
Aerial Assist is played by 2 competing alliances of 3 robots, each on a flat 25 by 54 foot field, straddled by a truss suspended just over 5 feet above the floor. The objective is to score as many balls and goals as possible during a 2-minute and 30-second match. The more alliances score their balls and the goals, and the more they work together to do it, the more points the alliance receives.
Well said, Bridget. I'm Matt Clare here with Joseph Martin of the Falgore design team to find out how they went about solving this year's challenge. So, Joseph, what was the team's reaction to the problem?
Well, one of the things we noticed is this year there's no end game, which is very different. In the past, there's always been something at the end that you can score extra points in. We've had bridges to balance on, or mini-bots to climb up poles. But this year there's not that, which in some ways makes the challenge simpler because we don't have to worry about having a whole separate mechanism to perform that.
How did the team discuss this year's challenge?
Typically what our team does is we have one big brainstorming session with the whole team where everyone, we divide up into small groups, and then in these small groups we come up with ideas, and then we share all of our ideas. And then typically what we end up is we have narrow it down to a few designs, and then we keep narrowing it down until we get to one final design.
How much of a team effort does making the robot take?
It's a really big team effort because there's so many different aspects of the robot. So first of all, it has to be designed, but also we have it has to be wired, it has to be programmed, it has to actually be built, and so there's lots of things, and especially to accomplish this in 6 weeks.
What did you create to overcome the challenge?
As you probably know, we have to throw large exercise balls. So essentially what we're doing this year, we decided on a pneumatic shooter. We've dubbed it the Pneumatipult. We're just using 2 large cylinders, pneumatic cylinders, in a form of lever to throw the ball, kind of like a catapult.
Thanks, Joseph. Back to you guys.
What an amazing experience, don't you think?
Yes, 172's robot is looking like quite the piece of engineering. I'm very excited to see the Pneumatipult in action.
As am I, Daniel. This is going to be a fierce competition. Tune in next week to see how we keep Grace under pressure. Until then, he's Daniel.
She's Juliana, and we're the Northern Forest News Source.
We'll see you next time.